Yesterday was Warhammer Skulls Day, a showcase of all the video game stuff that's coming out within the Warhammer IP. There were updates and announcements for basically every major Warhammer game that's out right now. And while I will cover everything that was announced in my next Monday wrap-up, today in this video we're going to talk about Space Marine 2. This is without a doubt the biggest Warhammer video game release ever. And in this Warhammer Skulls reveal, we got a new Space Marine 2 trailer that showed us everything new that's coming with the game. It's definitely more than I expected to come from this showcase, so let's break it down.
There is no peace amongst the stars, for in the grim, dark future, there is only war.
Space Marine 2 is the highly anticipated sequel to the first Space Marine game that came out almost 13 years ago. The first Space Marine game was a lot of people's first introduction into the Warhammer universe. And there has not been a Warhammer game since that has come out that has truly embodied what it feels like to be one of the Emperor's Angels. Up until now, we've only really had trailers about the campaign, about the story of Lieutenant Titus. Well, during this Warhammer Skulls reveal, the trailer for Space Marine 2 featured heavily the meat of the game, the things that are going to sustain it into the future. The very first thing to be announced was a new game mode coming known as Operations. This is a 3-person co-op PvE mode where you fulfill special tasks and eliminate targets. Think Spartan Ops. And it's an excellent chance to extend some of the story that comes in the campaign. And in this mode, you'll be able to play as one of 6 classes and you'll be able to level them up. This is where you can really experiment with your gameplay style and figure out what type of Space Marine you would really be. Along with this is the ability to customize your Space Marine that you play with in multiplayer modes. And when I tell you the customization is deep, it is very in-depth. You can change anything from your helm to your pauldrons to your backpack. You can even change the individual heraldry on each greave. But the biggest question that the community has been asking when it comes to customization is, can you play as other chapters? And from what we saw, the answer is yes. It wasn't really clear whether the chapter was tied to an individual class or not, or whether you're able to change heraldry regardless of your class, but I hope it's the latter. And there's a lot that comes with the classes. You have loadouts so you can switch quickly between your favorite weapons. There are even perks you get as you level up that class. So even more ways to refine the way that you play your Space Marine. And as if all that wasn't enough, there seems to be a pretty good weapon customization system. There are different versions of weapons that have a variety of rarities. There's even a perk tree for each weapon, so you can refine those too. But for my sweats, the next mode that was announced is for you. And this is the 6v6 PvP Eternal War mode. Chaos Marines will face the Space Marines of the Adeptus Astartes in a 6v6 head-to-head battle. And you can even mix and match the legions and chapters that take part in this battle. There are Plague Marines, there are Khorne Berserkers. And the fighting looks so intense, just like it should be. The same classes and customization also applies to this mode as well. No word yet if they're going to put in a rank system or not, but I hope they keep it fun. That should be the priority. Now, all that information came out with the reveal yesterday, but there was some news that came today that I think is really important. Focus Entertainment has been doing a bunch of PR over the last 24 hours about Space Marine 2, and they put out an article with some more details. We're gonna read it real quick, and then we'll break it down. Space Marine 2 offers 3 game modes. Let's break it down. The campaign mode, in which you'll embody Lieutenant Titus and his squad, playable solo or in co-op with up to 2 friends. The operations mode, in which you'll pick one of 6 available classes and work in a team to defeat various Xeno abominations. This PvE mode takes place parallel to the campaign, and you'll get to play as your own customized Space Marine. The Eternal War mode, in which Chaos and Imperium will clash chainswords once again in intense 6v6 multiplayer battles. In both PvE and PvP, 6 multiplayer classes with very different gameplay will be available. By playing them, you'll be able to upgrade these classes with different perks and customize your armor with cosmetic elements. We want Space Marine 2 to be an experience tailor-crafted for the players. Hence, we're happy to confirm that there aren't any microtransactions in Space Marine 2. No in-game cash shop, all gameplay content and features will be free to all players. Any paid DLCs will be cosmetic only. That is a huge promise. Not to have any microtransactions and have all gameplay and features free for everyone, and a commitment not to put in pay to win. It sounds like they're taking a page out of the executive from Arrowhead's book when he said a game had to earn the right to monetize. It feels terrible as a gamer and a consumer when you get a game and it is inundated from the start with ways to get you to spend money in-game. I'm already spending so much money on the base game, let me enjoy it first before you try and get more money out of me. So this is a really big green flag. Now, should you take it with a grain of salt? Absolutely. This isn't legally binding, they could go back on it at any time. But I hope they've learned from situations like the one with Tarkov and Battlestate Games. I personally am an EOD owner, and one of the main reasons I got that version was because of the promise of access to all future DLCs. So I hope Focus Entertainment has learned a valuable lesson from Battlestate Games and will not go back on their promise when they see that the game is really popular and they want to make some quick cash. The last paragraph of this article is all about what's coming in the future of the game's marketing. It says, "We know you want more details, and we have plenty to share. Here's what you can expect in the coming months. Many cool and diverse trailers featuring content we know you'll like, dozens of short videos highlighting some of the game's features, such as weapon showcases, classes breakdowns, progression and customization details, action clips, etc. Lots of in-game screenshots. While developing Space Marine 2, one of our priorities has been to offer you a spectacular over-the-top experience, and we're excited to show you the game we've meticulously crafted. New community updates at the end of each month, and more." This is nice to see because Focus Entertainment has been very busy with promoting their other games. So this feels like they're finally shifting into Space Marine 2 mode. I just hope that they remain committed to this and staying transparent with the community. Now, the last thing I want to note before we head out today is a new enemy I saw in this trailer. There's this epic shot of Titus walking out, and in front of him, spewing a ton of warp fire, is a Helldrake. If you were under the impression that we were only going to be fighting Tyranids in this game, you would be wrong. It's very easy to see with these trailers that the boss fights in this game are going to be miles ahead of the first one. That's going to be it for this video. Make sure you tell me in the comments what you're most excited for, what mode you're most excited for. Make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next one.